Hey ladies, good morning and happy Facebook Live Friday. I am excited to be with you today because we are talking about all things delegation, a hugely critical topic. If you are an emerging leader, an established leader, or a rising star in your career or business. So ladies, I've been having a lot of conversations with clients and other women in the business community about delegation because, and those conversations really go like this. Heather, I'm growing a team, but I'm really struggling to delegate to members of my team. They're not doing what I'm asking them to do, or the performance isn't there. And sometimes I feel like it would be easier if I just jumped in and did it myself. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Also, I wonder if, hey Brandy, thanks for being here today. If you're struggling with delegation, or if you know you have a tendency, to sit on the perfectionist side of life, and you have found that it is sometimes just easier if you jump in and do things yourself, or if you find that you're making direct requests of people to help you grow your business or expand your influence, but the results just aren't there, then I am so glad you are here. The problem is that as a woman who is stepping up in your career, maybe you are an entrepreneur that is growing your business to the next level, or maybe you're inside of a large organization and you're going from, that you're making that leap from individual contributor to, maybe you're being pulled into a management position. There's promotions and you're being groomed for that. Delegation is one of those critical muscles that we must develop. But here's the problem and I find this with a lot of my clients. I work with high achieving, big thinking women, both entrepreneurs and on the corporate side. And often we have developed our reputation and our success because we are kind of a little bit of control freaks. We tend to hold ourselves to very high standards, and we have developed a habit for working really hard to make sure that all of our efforts reach a consistently high level of quality. And it's hard for us to let go of some of that control that we've built our success on and now trust other people to contribute to the business. So it is a shift that is not often natural for us to make, but it is a critical skill, a muscle that we must develop if we're going to continue on this path of development, growth, influence, impact, and income. So, I would love to know first, just to see, who's here today. I would love to know, let's do like a fun word association if we can. So when I say the word delegation, what is the first word that comes to mind for you? Type that in the comments below. I would love to know. What is the first word that comes to mind when you think about delegating? Post that below. And as you do, I'd love to know also what stresses you out most about delegating, or even just the thought of doing delegating. Asking other people to contribute to your business, your success, whatever it is. Word association, what comes up for you when I say delegating? As you ladies are frantically typing your response, I'm just going to do a quick intro. Oh, Jennifer! Oh my God, Jennifer, I can't believe that you are here. Given your week, congratulations. Congratulations. Ladies, I don't know if you know, but Jenny is a new mom this week. She welcomed a beautiful baby, Arlo Kathleen, I believe. So congratulations, Jenny. And what the heck? I mean, if I had just squeezed out a baby, I don't know if I'd be contributing or watching Facebook Live. I love your commitment, lady. Haha, barely. Love it. Okay, we're talking about delegating. First off, for those of you who maybe this is your first Facebook Live Friday with me, my name is Heather Petherick, and I am the success coach for big thinking, high achieving women business leaders, whether they are in the corporate side or whether they are building their own entrepreneurial empire. I support women like you to get through the emotional, psychological blocks that are preventing you from getting to the level of success that you are truly destined for. And today we are talking about delegation because it is a critical muscle we must develop. The muscle, the delegating, what was I going to say? Developing our delegating muscle. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, congrats, Jen. So, I got tons of notes here and I want to keep it timely. So the problem is that if we don't make this shift, and actually what I'm going to share with you, I want to get to that. I'm going to share with you the 2 false beliefs that are blocking your success in developing that delegation muscle, and the 5 factors that you got to have so that you can delegate with grace. Okay? That's where we're going today in our Facebook Live. But I don't want to step over the fact that making this shift from going from an individual contributor, right? Your success has been built on you doing awesome things, working hard, doing it your way, often controlling. If we don't make that shift, then we are destined to either burn out, because we can't frankly keep doing it all and grow our business, grow our influence in the company. So we're either going to burn out, or we're going to stagnate in our business, or we're going to have team members that we need leave because we're developing a culture of micromanaging, right? If we aren't delegating gracefully, then we're probably micromanaging. And trust me, the team members that you want that are going to help you grow your business and accelerate your results are the ones that do not like being delegated to, or being micromanaged, right? They're like you. They're big thinking, ambitious people. That's who you want on your team, those high caliber team members. But just like you, they hate being micromanaged. So this is a big leap. And if you're struggling, I don't want you to feel like you're bad, unworthy, not cut out for this, honey. You are. This takes some muscle. Just like getting into the gym and, learning how to do a great downward facing dog. At first, it is not a restful feeling pose. It feels really, there's some pain involved. So like delegating, at first, it's going to feel like, I'm never going to figure this out. And there's going to be some growing pains, if you will. So here we are. So what I want to share with you today are the 2 false beliefs and the 5 factors, the 5 steps really to delegating with grace. Okay, so get out your pen, get out some paper, or save, bookmark this video and come back to it later. So first, the 2 false beliefs, and this is what I see happening for a lot of my clients and where a lot of our work focuses early on. First false belief is this, that doing it for or that when you do something for someone else, so maybe you've got capable team members. Hey, Carissa, you're here as well. That's awesome. If you typically jump in and take things over, right? Maybe you've asked a junior team member to look after a particular task and it's not coming together the way that you would like it. And you think, you know what, it would just be easier. We're on a deadline. I'm just going to jump in and do this because I've done it a million times. I can do it really quick, right? And the results will be great. Every time you do that, number one, you communicate that you don't believe that they can do it. Okay? Now that's important for 2 reasons. Number one, it indicates an inner belief. Hey, Chantel, awesome. Ladies from Lethbridge representing today. So when you jump in and take over for a member of your team who technically this is their job, that's why you've hired them, when you swoop in and do it for them, it indicates you have a belief that you can do it better and they can't do it. Okay, those 2 things, right? You believe that they can't do it, and it affirms for them subconsciously, unspokenly, that they can't do it either. Now that reinforces your tendency that you're not going to, or that it reinforces you not delegating. It doesn't exercise that muscle for you. And it undercuts the faith, trust, and belief that you have in your team members, because you're essentially saying, I'm going to swoop in and save you because I don't think you can do it. And that beats down their confidence. Now, how long do you think those members are going to stay on your team when they have a manager, leader, boss, partner that keeps swooping in and subconsciously saying, I don't think you've got this, right? Thumbs up if you've ever experienced that personally early on in your career. Or this also can play out at home, ladies, right? If you have kids of house chore age, and you ask them to, yeah, thumbs up. If you ask them to, I don't know, like put their socks away, or sweep the floor, or, you know, take the dirty dishes to the sink, and maybe you're on a timeline, you got to get going, and they're not, you know, jumping to it as quickly as you'd like, and without even saying, you swoop in and help them, or you simply hijack it and take it over, right? You're communicating the same thing. I can do it better, and you're no good at it, okay? That is not the message we want to be sending. So that's the first false belief that is preventing us from being really strong and developing our delegation muscle, okay? Wait a sec, before I jump on to the second false belief, here's something I want to share. If this is a belief that you see playing out in your actions, you need to stop and ask yourself, is it really true that that person cannot do what you are asking them to do? Is that really true? I mean, you've hired them, or, you know, they're your kids or your spouse. I mean, they're functioning individuals. Is it really true that they can't do this? Or can they if they have the right support? That's a big difference, okay? If the answer is they truly can't, then it's time to get them off the bus. And I mean team members, not family members. That's another bag of worms. Anyway, maybe you find them a different job in household chores. But really anchor in, is that belief true? Or is it simply that it could be true, they can do it if they have the right support, coaching, and guidance, okay? Big difference. Okay, second false belief. Thumbs up, hearts, thank you, ladies. Second false belief that keeps you trapped in overwhelm and crippling other people's growth is this. Is a belief that's going on under the surface that says, people aren't there for me, the world is harsh and I've got to do it all on my own, or I don't deserve help, or help isn't available for you, okay? So these are all slightly different versions of the same belief. I'm going to read them again. And as I'm reading them, check in and see if any of these resonate for you. Do you have an underlying belief that people aren't there for you, help isn't available for you, that you don't deserve help, or that the world is harsh and you have to do it all on your own? Does any of that resonate for you? Now, thumbs up or hearts if it does. Or if at any point in your life you realized that this belief was operating under the surface. I would love to know that. So I'd like to know, when in your life was this true for you? Yeah, thumbs up. Okay, more thumbs up and hearts. Okay, I think we're getting to ground zero here. So if that is true for you, if you know that that is an underlying belief, or maybe you've heard yourself say these things, even internally, or you've voiced them out loud, my next question for you would be, when in your life was this true for you? When did you have to operate? When was this sort of a survival mode, or a time when it was true that there weren't people for you, you were all on your own? When was this belief actually true for you? It was probably a very specific time of life. For most of us, it's when we are young adults, even children. And recognize that when that belief was programmed for you, that was likely years, decades ago. And that time is not this time. And yet, this self-sabotaging belief continues to operate and bite you in the butt and undercut your ability to delegate, inspire, and grow team members. So understand that that is an old belief that is no longer serving you. Okay, so those are the two false beliefs that keep you trapped in overwhelm and that cripple other people in your lives that can and should be providing support, whether it's at home, in your business, or in the organization that you're leading. Okay? How's that? What do you think, ladies? Questions, thoughts, or perspectives on either of those two beliefs before I go on to the 5 secrets of successful delegation. Okay? Hearts? Awesome. Any questions with either of those two false beliefs? Number 1 is you believe that they can't do it, or you can do it better. And the second is that people aren't there for you, right? The help, the qualified, nurturing help that you need isn't readily available. Okay, those are the two biggest beliefs I see from really successful women that are trying to make that leap from an individual contributor, maybe a solo entrepreneur, to a woman who truly has a high functioning team. Okay, Danielle, you're here as well. Awesome. Okay, here we go. 5 secrets of successful delegation. So once we unhook from the beliefs that are not serving us, then we really need to look at how are we interacting with those people in our lives that need to be providing us the support. Okay, so here it is. You need to understand that there are 5 factors to anyone completing a task successfully. Okay? And when you are seeing challenges, so when you have a team member who's struggling maybe to meet deadlines, or the quality of their results is not what you expect or hope for, or they're kind of going off in a direction that you think is not going to serve the business results. Anytime your spidey senses are up that things aren't going well, that team members are struggling, here's the 5 factors you need to check in to see where you can improve your delegation and provide them the support they need to knock it out of the park. Okay? Pens ready. Here we go. Number 1 is that for any individual, first they need to know what to do. Now what this is they need to know clearly what is the task required of them, right? And are expectations clearly laid out? Or have you been vague in saying, hey, go manage my social media, and then leave it up to them to figure it out? So if you've been too vague, it could be that they've got, they're talented, but they just aren't clear on exactly what you expect of them. So that's the first thing, is they have to know what to do. Are there clear expectations? Got it? Okay. If you know that the expectations are explicit and they know exactly what you want from them, then move on to number 2. The second factor of successful delegation is, do they have the skills, the know-how, the expertise to actually accomplish the task? So following this example of maybe you've hired a team member to look after some social media activity for you. So number 1, have you clearly identified the expectations? How many posts a day? What's the format of the post? Whatever. The expectations are clear. Great. You've got the first hurdle nailed. Second hurdle is, do they have the skills and expertise to do it? Do they know about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever the social media platforms are that you need them to manage? Do they have the skills and expertise to really do the job? Okay, that's the second thing. Number 3, the third factor is, do they want to do it? And this is all about motivation. Okay, are they passionate about social media? Does it light them up? Or is this something that they feel like is, a chore for them, that they feel insecure about or they're stressed out about? If they're lit up about it, great, then this is not going to be a problem in delegating. But if they have any baggage or any self-doubt, then motivation is going to be a problem. Okay? Fourth factor is, do they have the time to do it? Or are they overwhelmed with other tasks that you have assigned? Or are they a part-time contractor for you and they've got a kid that's home with the flu and their husband is traveling, across the country? Do they have the time set aside to complete this task, and a realistic amount of time? Okay, so that's number 4. Now we get to number 5. Do they have the tools to do it? Okay, if we're following our social media example, do they have, the tools of the trade? Do they have a computer or a smartphone? Do they have the apps loaded? Do they have a desk to sit at? Whatever it is. So they physically have to have the tangible tools in order to complete the task. Okay, I'm going to run down those 5 things again. Number 1 is, do they know what the expectations are? Do they know what to do? Okay. Number 2, do they have the skills to physically complete the task? The know-how. Number 3, do they have the motivation? Do they want to do it? Number 4, do they have the time, the adequate time in order to complete the task? And number 5, do they have the meat and potatoes tools to physically complete the task? Okay, those are the 5 ingredients or factors that any individual needs, even you, my dear, whether it's you or a team member or an individual at home. Those are the 5 factors that any human being needs in order to be able to successfully complete any task. Now, the genius of this list of 5 that we have now shared with you is that it provides you a very clear, very succinct way for you to run down this list. It's like a litmus test for you with any individual that you're trying to delegate to. Is if you're encountering any difficulty with them completing the task as required or up to snuff, then you can sit down with them and have a very direct and loving conversation about what is the challenge. So instead of, painting them with this broad brushstroke that they're, incapable or inept, or you've hired the wrong person, or you're never meant to be a good boss, instead of going down that emotional, black hole, you can sit down and really laser in on what is the challenge. And I promise you, if you apply these 5 factors, this delegation litmus test, to any individual that you're delegating, you will quickly hone in on the very specific challenge and be able to address it quickly, plainly, without drama, without tears or frustration, and move forward. So both you and your team members are expanding and developing quickly. Cool? Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, now this tool that I have just shared with you comes not only from having a master's degree in management, but also having taken it for a test drive over the last 10 years with members of my own team, members of my own family. So I know that it works. It is a simple 5-step way for you to check in and help team members to develop and to identify what's the next hurdle so that they can expand and become even bigger contributing members. Okay, cool. I am just checking my time. Oh yeah, 9:32. Okay, ladies, that is the guts of what I wanted to share with you today for delegating. So developing our delegating muscle. We've talked about the 2 subconscious beliefs that will often block and self-sabotage your delegating efforts. So you got to identify what those are and start to unhook from them. And then I've given you the 5 essential factors, the key ingredients to being able to delegate to individuals and expand their development. Cool? Okay. I want to just restate as I wrap up today that delegating gracefully is one of the most critical skills for a woman in business, whether you're on the corporate side or whether you are growing your entrepreneurial empire, that we have to make a shift from being an individual contributor to a person who leads a team. And delegating is an essential piece of that. If we don't learn how to delegate, then we are dooming ourselves to burnout, to losing valuable team members, and to stagnating our business growth because we're not making that shift. So for those of you who are I see a few jumping on here that are catching the end. We've been talking all about delegating gracefully as a woman in business when you're growing your team, getting to the next level, moving from individual contributor to team leader. So if you are just catching the end, know that there are 2 beliefs that you've got to identify, see if they are dragging you down. And I've given you the 5 essential factors to delegating gracefully to team members and to identify what the specific challenge is for you and them so that you can address it, solve it, and move on. Okay? Now, ladies, I want you to know that if this resonates with you, like it does for so many of my clients, I know that I've just given you some quick tips, and these quick tips are not going to solve all of the problems that you have, right? It's a great place to start. But if you truly want to make this leap gracefully, truly accelerate the growth of your team and see, more results in your business, then it really does take some individual support. You are leading a team, and often that can be a very lonely position. So if you are feeling the need for support for yourself, individual support and coaching, so that you can get tailored support around delegating or any other challenge as you are up-leveling in your career and business, then I invite you to reach out to me privately. I always offer a free strategy session to women who are serious about making it to the next level. We can spend 30 minutes to really laser in on what are the specific challenges and blocks preventing you from making this leap gracefully. and I'll give you the best of what I've got in the time that we have available for real individual strategies of how you can accelerate your growth. Okay? We can do all of that in 30 minutes, and if at the end of that 30 minutes it looks like there's a fit for us to work together on an ongoing basis, then we can talk about what that would look like. Sound good? Awesome. That is my invitation to you as a woman who is high achieving, big thinking, and really going for it. You are leading a team now, my love, and so it's often necessary that someone is helping support you as well, so that you don't burn out and get lonely in the process. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'm going to stay on for a couple of minutes longer. If you have questions or comments about anything that I have shared today about delegating, or perhaps you have an example of some delegation challenges that you'd like support with, now is the time, baby. Post your comments and questions and let me know how I can support you right now while we got the time. Brandy, Jen, Carissa, Chantel, Danielle, ladies, thank you for being here. How else can I support you today? And word association. Nobody responded to that. I would love to know, when you hear the word delegation, what is the one word that comes up for you? It's often very telling. Play along with me and give me your word association. What is the one word that comes to mind when you think about delegating? I would love to know that. Okay, ladies, looking at the comments. Awesome sauce. Oh, ladies, you're so quiet today. Come on, this is your time. This is your Facebook Live Friday time. Use me. What questions do you have? Carissa, oh, your word association is downloading. Jennifer says, delegating equals success. Spoken like a true boss lady. Boom. And Jen says, relief. Yeah. Okay. Do you see how that is such an indicator, Jen, of your growth as a businesswoman over the last year and a half, right? That you now see delegating as success, and that it is a true sense of relief for you. When you are delegating well, applying those 5 factors, it is a relief because things go well. Team members grow, expand in their ability to support your business. Tevi, you are here. Awesome. Tevi, I'm sorry, you're just catching the last bit of our live talking about delegating, the 2 false beliefs that often can trip us up, and the 5 factors to delegating with real grace. Hey, yeah, good morning. Jennifer says, yes, exactly. High five, Jen. You've become a delegating diva over the last 5 years, or last year and a half. Other word associations. I would love to come back to something you said, Carissa. You said downloading. Tell me a little bit more about that. If that is the word association you have when we talk about delegating and downloading. I don't quite get it. Tevi says, awesome. Cool. Tevi, you'll have to bookmark our video so you can watch it because we're just about to wrap up. I typically only reserve 30 minutes because I know, ladies, you got a lot on your plate, and I aim to give high value, high energy content in a short amount of time. Okay? Awesome. Okay. Anything else, ladies, before I go? The 2 false beliefs that are sabotaging your delegating muscle development, and the 5 factors you need and you can use to address whatever challenges you are encountering with new team members as you are becoming a boss lady. Okay, Tevi, awesome. You will bookmark it. Sweet. Okay. I'm going to sign off today for this Facebook Live Friday. Thank you, ladies, for being here. The Lethbridge ladies have been represented. Whoop, whoop. So, have a great Friday. Go wrap things up and then have a beautiful weekend with your loved ones, and high five to another great week in the books. Take care for now. Mwah. Love you. Bye.